When an emerging NBA player faces one of the league's most well-known names, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander left Luka Doncic and the Mavericks astonished with his amazing performance, having all the answers. After the Thunder dominated their path into the NBA Cup semifinal, a night of amazing basketball came to an end. But how did it all go? The Oklahoma City Thunder faced the Dallas Mavericks in a game that highlighted why basketball is all about heart and hustle. The NBA Cup quarterfinals presented drama, intensity, and performance for the ages. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander grabbed the opportunity as Luka Doncic struggled to find his flow and dropped a stunning 39 points to lead his team to a 118-104 triumph. This was more than just a statement victory for a Thunder team quietly ruling the league. It was about going to the semifinal. Claiming a commanding victory over the Dallas Mavericks by a score of 118-104, the Oklahoma City Thunder made a striking Tuesday statement. With this triumph, the Thunder are one step closer to their NBA Cup target. The Thunder's triumph proved their growth and determination as they progressed to the semifinal, even if it would not be easy to completely forget the agony of being kicked off the postseason the year before. The club that comes out on Wednesday, triumphant from the quarterfinal fight between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors, will be their next opponent. The game was a sad chapter for Luka Doncic, the Mavericks' finest player since he struggled against the first-rate defense of the Thunder. Oklahoma City has the best defensive rating in the NBA, but they were able to neutralize the five-time All-Star, thereby transforming what should have been a great performance into a night that will be remembered. Despite shooting a poor 5 of 15 from the field, Doncic ended the game with 16 points. He had only scored 2 points on a 1 out of 7 shooting percentage at halftime and made 4 turnovers. Though he somewhat improved his stats in the fourth quarter, the Mavericks never presented a major threat, as they were unable to lower the deficit to fewer than 8 points. Apart from Doncic, the Thunder's defense was able to utterly obliterate Dallas's attacking flow. Without their main playmaker operating at a high level, the Mavericks lacked a reaction to the relentless attack Oklahoma City started. Particularly, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was someone who defied stopping. With accurate 15 of 23 shooting, the brilliant guard for the Thunder scored 39 points and also added 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals in an amazing effort. Doncic's dominance on both sides of the court overshadowed him and led the Mavericks to create challenging-to-execute solutions. Even Doncic could not help but show respect for Gilgeous-Alexander's influence after the game. He is simply an incredible scorer, Doncic noted. His involvement with his colleagues gives the impression that he is sometimes impossible to stop. You'll find yourself needing 2 or 3 guys to even approach, slowing him down. To be honest, fighting with someone of that level is fun, even if the result is not what we had planned for. Having earned their distinction with their exceptional group play, the Thunder entered the game as the top seed from the Western Conference. Their ability to rule from the start of the game, despite Chet Holmgren's absence, a rising star, showcased why they were the team to beat. Oklahoma City not only proved clearly that they are a strong opponent, but also offered apologies for the postseason loss they suffered the year before. Advancing in the NBA Cup was not the only cause for celebration. For the Thunder, it was only another step that increased their confidence and got them closer to reaching their more general objectives. Though the prize money for the NBA Cup, which is over $500,000 per player for the champions, would undoubtedly be a huge reward, this young and hungry team seems to have sights set on even more amazing exploits. Tuesday night's Thunder's performance was a statement of what they are becoming, not only a game. Their mix of explosive offense, tough defense, and consistent calmness painted a picture of a team ready to challenge the top in the National Basketball Association. As the tournament moves forward to ascertain whether Oklahoma City can keep this momentum all the way to the finish of the competition, possibly even beyond, all eyes will be on Oklahoma City. The Dallas Mavericks sorely missed P.J. Washington in Tuesday's game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. and it is becoming more and more clear how crucial he is to the Mavericks' general success. Washington's absence from the lineup, owing to illness, has the Mavericks with a poor 1-5 record without him in the lineup. Despite his reputation as a thunder killer, he was conspicuously weak in this game in terms of both his rebounding and defensive flexibility. The Mavericks missed Washington the most when they had to move their big guys onto the perimeter, since he was so good at anchoring Dallas's defense by snatching rebounds and protecting many areas. This strategy left Dallas vulnerable on the inside, even while Oklahoma City's three-point shooters found it crucial for competition. The Mavericks struggled to end defensive possessions without Luka Doncic, which allowed Oklahoma City to seize second-chance possibilities. Luka Doncic, on the other side, was consistently rebounding. Washington would have been another useful body to toss at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, whose dominance was a major component of the Thunder's triumph. On attack, Washington would have been crucial. Regarding Washington, it is not only about the numbers, but also his ability to make Dallas's defense more strong. His presence gives the otherwise agonizing lack of balance to the scenario on Tuesday. Given that the Mavericks still suffer from ailments and diseases, Washington's importance to their success becomes rather clear. Olivier Maxence Prosper gave the Mavericks a much-needed boost off the bench in a contest full of obstacles. Prosper explained why he would merit a more permanent rotation role for the second straight game. Standing out as the only Dallas player with a positive plus-minus, he ended with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and an amazing 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Particularly in the closing parts of the game, when Dallas was trying to claw their way back, Prosper's hustle, energy, and defensive toughness gave Dallas a fighting shot. The Mavericks need exactly his ability to be active on both ends of the court and knock down jumpers as they negotiate this challenging stretch. Though Prosper's influence transcended stats, the stat line might not leap off the page. Prosper's consistency is beginning to call for notice as the Mavericks cope with sidelined important players. Given minutes, he has shown he can contribute. Dallas should give him some thought for a more prominent position. Especially when the club is lacking key players like Washington, a guy with his vitality and focus may be rather significant. Another big narrative in the Mavericks' loss was Luka Doncic's underperformance. For the Dallas star, it was more than just a poor night. It was a methodical shutdown under the direction of Lou Dort and their unrelenting defensive strategies. For Doncic, Dort's physicality has always presented a difficulty, but Oklahoma City improved their defensive performance to a whole other level, making life miserable for the 5-time All-Star. Doncic had just 2 points throughout the first 3 quarters, a startling statistic for a player of his caliber. OKC regularly sent several defenders his way and used a great game plan, blasting him on ball screens. Doncic managed to get the ball, but he was driven into low-percentage shots from the field, opening 1 for 9. The tone of the whole game was shaped by the Thunder's capacity to upset Dallas's main offensive engine. Doncic's output is non-negotiable when up against teams as disciplined and gifted as Oklahoma City. His late-game surge helped his stats look more reasonable, but by then, harm was done. Against elite clubs, the Mavericks cannot afford slow beginnings from their premier player. The game on Tuesday highlighted some important teachings for the Mavericks. First, P.J. Washington's absence highlighted how important he is to the team's success as a defensive foundation and a flexible weapon on attack. Dallas battled to compete against a well-rounded Thunder team and appeared out of time without him. Second, the rise of Olivier Maxence Prosper marks a ray of hope in an otherwise depressing line. The Mavericks need his tenacity and ability to contribute on both ends of the floor, specifically to be competitive while managing injuries and sickness. Should he keep up this level of performance, Prosper might take the front stage in Dallas's rotation going forward. At last, Luka Doncic's hardships brought to light exactly how much the Mavericks depend on him to bear their load. Against top defenses like Oklahoma City's, Doncic must discover means of adaptation and overcoming the plans meant to neutralize him. Though that's a tough order, for a player of his caliber and importance, it is expected. The Mavericks should swiftly address these problems as they consider this loss. Though the season is lengthy, games like this might act as a wake-up call. Dallas has the means to recover with P.J. Washington's ultimate comeback and the ongoing presence of players like Prosper. For now, though, it is abundantly evident that they have work ahead of them if they wish to challenge the elite of the league. What a game! Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't just shine, he owned the spotlight, proving why the Thunder are a force to be reckoned with this season. Luka Doncic and the Mavericks will surely bounce back, but this loss highlights areas they need to address. The Thunder now await their next opponent in the semifinals, but one thing's for sure, this team has the heart, talent, and drive to go all the way. If you love this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA coverage.